Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. This is all a test. This part's a test. Hi, hello. Ba-ba-da-ba. Just making sure that it's the stream camera, not something else. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. Setting up the stream. There is the option to make it visible to everyone else. That's kind of annoying. YouTube changed their live stream settings recently, so that's why I need to do this. Okay, there it is. Public, public, public. No, I don't want to allow automatic places and concepts. Are you stupid? Ba-ba-da-ba. Posting it on socials. If it will let me. Okay. Good morning, gamers. Everything will be ready shortly. Game capture, there we go. That is not it. Okay. How we doing, gamers? Boop, boop, beep, beep, beep. Hi, hello. Good morning. So I feel like there's a lot to talk about. I'll wait until more people show up. Let me pop out chat here. Golden Lost Media? Might as well be. How do I make the pop-out window stay? Whatever. Good day. You just bought Skullgirls? Nice. I have had that in my library for years and I haven't touched it. I think it was like when it was in beta or something. Okay. Let me make it live chat instead of top chat so I can see everything and I can make sure you're not posting inappropriate words. Good day. All right, I wrote out a list here. I wrote out a list here to remind myself of what I need to talk about right off the bat. Boobies? Where? Okay, so it's been a couple months since I've really delved into working on something. The last thing I worked on was the last thing I like finished in a video editing capacity was the Christmas special, and that was early December. I want to say I finished. No, I finished it around mid November. So I've been a little out of practice, and that's mainly because in order to make ends meet, I picked up a second job. Uh, that's mainly what I've been doing. It's taken a lot of time away from making videos, but I think I needed the time away anyways, just so I could refresh. I can refresh my creative output. You know, that's how I've been trying to. That's how I've been trying to rationalize it. What else is there? I guess I have a couple stories about that, but I'll get into them when I'm reminded of them. I mainly worked during the holidays. I don't know if this seasonal position is going to stay. I don't know if I've been properly allowed onto the main team. But if I do, if I get confirmation that that has happened, I will have to go in and ask for different hours so that I have actual time to work on projects because that has largely been taking away from it. I told them I would like 30 to 40-hour weeks so that I can get as much money as I can so that I can, well, I didn't get into specifics, but you know, it's so that I could pay, it's so that I could get by, you know. I've got a convention that I'm going to in a bit, so I need the money for that. And rent too. In the trenches and getting rich. That's rich. Though I did get a bonus. I did get a holiday bonus. Which was nice. It was unexpected and nice. I don't like the angle that I have here. That makes it obvious that the hair is clipping into the hoodie, but whatever. What else I got? Okay, so next project. I can't say what the next project is. The last time I did, I ended up not committing to it. But I am working on the Gaia video. It is being worked on. I know I've been saying I've been working on it since last year, but I've picked it up again after a very long period of not working on it, and I'm working on it. It's gonna be I cannot say when it will be done. It'll be out when it's out. I do need to polish the script now too, that it has been 6 months and I think having that perspective, that different perspective of someone who's 6 months older would help in fixing some of it. It was all first draft stuff anyways. Fuckstickle missed your videos. Germplity Tinklefungle sends his regards. Where have I heard that? There was like a stream. No, it was a patron. It was a name I read out on Patreon. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into the quagmire of the behind the scenes stuff, but the MGS video not doing as well as I thought it would do kind of hurt. I spent like half a year. I spent like half a year working on that, and it only got a certain amount of views. It was a gamble. I knew it was a gamble. That's okay. We ball. We learn. I don't regret seeing the movies that I saw for it. I might actually go to G-Fest this year. I should hit up I should hit up Boom Mage to see if they're willing to go, if they have the ability to go this year. That'd be fun. I think it would be fun to go again. One convention I am going to very soon is MagFest again. I'm going to the Music and Games Fest again, and that's the main reason why I got this job. It's the main reason I got the part-time position, so that I could afford to go, and now I can. We put the hoodie on again. The hair's gonna clip through anyways. It's fine. Hi, Golden. I've been watching your Ultra retrospectives. I was wondering if there will be videos on the similar Subaraya shows like Ultra Fight and Redman. Yes, that has never been off the table. Ultra Gaiden exists for that purpose, and Redman and Ultra Fight will eventually get their due. I heard the UK has had like kaiju conventions every now and again. I know I'm doing the 6-7 thing. It's had conventions every now and again, so keep an ear to the ground for that. Ultra Gaiden exists? Yeah, I haven't done a video for it in a very long time. It's part of the Ultra retrospective playlist. I lump those together. I've already talked about stuff like Zone Fighter and Godman, Green Man, Iron King. Iron King is my favorite of the bunch. Hi, Scary. AVGN was at Megfest as well last year. I kind of regret not seeing him. I would like to do another. I would like to do another. What's it? I'd like to do another Halloween special this year. 2024 was a year that I missed it, and I don't want to do that again. I enjoyed I enjoyed doing it this year. I do the fake quotations. I'm trying to do the quotations. I do the quotations because some of those movies were generally pretty miserable to get through. But that's why I start working on those videos months in advance. Do I play Uma Musume? No. I've been meaning to. I've seen the first season of the anime. I started watching the second season. The second season is way better, but I just haven't found time to get back to it. What's something that needs to be left in 2025? None of my answers to that are realistic. I'll get to the movie eventually. I know it's like a thing where you don't have to see the other seasons to get the gist of it, but I want to build up to it. I'm glad Ultra Retrospective got you into it. That's the main thesis of that series. It's to get people interested in Ultraman. Super Ghostbusters. Yeah, I took the thumbnail image when I was in the McDonald's world, which of course there is a McDonald's world in VR chat. Hello there. Is the first Kamen Rider series on the table for Ultra Gaiden? It's funny you say that. I have considered doing it for it. So yes, the answer is yes. Just the first one though. Of course, the other shows are not off the table either, but like I would probably just call it a different series if I'm doing stuff like that. Toei Gaiden. There a ghost in the McDonald. Kaiju stories for 20-minute episodes way better. It's definitely a format shift that I think really works. There's a reason why Ultraman has been around for decades. It's nice, bite-sized kaiju movie fun. Are you thinking about doing any more Gundam videos? Absolutely. That has been in the docket for a while. It's just I have this Ultraman Gaia video that's been worked on. If I don't commit to finishing that, then I'm not going to hear the end of it if I put out something that's unrelated. You know, I'll get accused of being a traitor, you know? I kind of just want to work what I kind of just want to work what I want to work on. But like if I hop franchises like that, people will think that I've moved on, and I don't want to give that impression. I say that, and then you ask, "Have you seen Omega?" And the answer is no. I watched the first episode of Omega when it came out, but I haven't gotten back to it. And I think the burnout with modern Ultraman has officially settled in for me. I'm sure it's okay. I'm sure it's good. I just need time away. I need time away from the modern stuff. Sorry if you hear any slurping noises. That was me drinking water. 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 It's nothing else. Omega's rough? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You like trains? I did when I was a kid. I could name all the different trains when I was a kid. But then Godzilla took over my life. And just point at the scoots. This is jank as hell. The budget betrays it a lot. Oh no, it's another one of those. It's another one of those. It's probably a bit too ambitious for what it is. Godzilla ate the trains. It's true. It's true. Another video project that I've been kicking around in my head, and I know talking about it is going to make me lose interest immediately. I know talking about it is going to curse this project. You know what? I'm not even going to say what it is. It's about a movie. It's about a single movie, but it's a movie that I've been obsessed with for years. So, maybe that video will come out. I can't say when it will. Saving money for the 60th anniversary. Yeah, that the 60th anniversary show's it's got to be really impressive. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Gavan coming back was interesting. I haven't seen the original series. Just like it's interesting that Super Sentai is going to take a little bit of a break. They haven't done that in a while, or ever. I don't think Super Sentai's ever been off the air. Like as when named Super Sentai, obviously there are things that are like Super Sentai that have the same format that aired. But like I don't know. It's kind of wild. Gavan is free on Tubi. A lot of things are free on Tubi. I love Tubi. I love Poob. Poob does have it for a reason. I haven't delved into much of Super Sentai, but I have been enjoying Jetman in the rare occasion that I go back to it. Opinion on Ultraman nice. Opinion on a commercial series. I don't know. It's fine. I haven't seen much of it. Been off the air since Jack Q. Yeah, but that was like, I don't know, 5 years, 2 years. Did I go to school for film production? Yes, I did. I don't mean to get too into my personal life, but yes, I did. I have worked on a couple. Mm, I'd say I've worked on one production for like a major motion picture. Not like one that is in like every theater, but I have worked on a movie as a production assistant. I would like to get more work, but shit's kind of hard. It requires making connections and talking to people, and that's very social skills are a very different thing. And I know you get trained for that anyways when you're in college, but I can't keep blaming it, but COVID really threw a wrench in everything. Socializing and going to parties to meet potential people kind of just stopped happening, so I never really got that experience. I got into the production that I got into because I have an uncle or had an uncle who worked in a field that would allow me to be a production assistant. Like that's a connection. That's a connection right there. But yeah. But yes, to answer your question, I have worked on a film production before. I guess not in the industry. It was an indie film. Hi Gwen. Golden is the Bochi the Rock of cinema. That's a sentence. But yeah, if anyone knows anyone who's like in the American Midwest who needs a production assistant, I'm right here. Could you beat an average 10-year-old in a race? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Why would I be racing a 10-year-old? That's weird. I feel like if Ultraman ever goes on break, then Super Raya should probably dig out one of their older properties, try to invent some new life into that. Because we're kind of on like year 11 of Ultraman being a yearly show. A break is necessary every now and again, though I understand why they wouldn't want to do that when they're doing an anniversary. Do I like Monty Python? Do I love Monty Python? I've enjoyed some of their older skits. Some of them are a little hard to watch, but like a lot of it is funny. Been really wanting to get into their weird midnight theater genre kind of stuff. Yeah, Operation Mystery, stuff like that. Also been meaning to get into, but I guess the fandom interest isn't quite there. Maybe if more people did videos on them, then there would be more of an interest in getting them subbed. It's kind of hard to get things. Kind of hard to make videos on things that don't have proper translations. That's the kicker, isn't it? Happy New Year. Supro Kyodai Hero to get the SSS Gridman treatment. Uh, you mean get an anime where more people are interested in the girls? Hmm. Probably Mirror Man, you know, trying to spotlight on that guy. Hoodie or sweaters? I enjoy hoodies more though. This character is designed with one. I think it's yeah. I think that one's self-explanatory. Favorite Gunpla? Let me look around here. Favorite one to build, maybe. I really liked making the Zoc. I really liked making the Zagok. The Zegok. I love that little thing. It's the limbs are very unorthodox. Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, whenever you're tuning in. Any big non-video making related resolutions for the new year? Been meaning to lose some weight. I'm not overweight. Just, I've been in the same weight range for the past God knows how many years since COVID ended, and it would be nice to be a little more trim. Thoughts on G-Quux? It was good. Very chaotic, very obviously kind of being written as it was being, I don't know, kind of obviously being written whenever someone had like an idea that they wanted to do. They're like, okay, let's do that. And then they didn't really do a resolution for a lot of it. Like, I don't know. It has issues, but I thought it was very fun. It was just very fun seeing uh the crazy shit that happened. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's not a sentence, but I enjoyed it. I don't know. Give me a second. I got a cough. I Oh, that's another thing. That's another topic. I got the super flu about a week ago. So I survived that, and I'm okay now, and I can go out and work and go to conventions. I'm very worried. I have one more shift. I have one more shift before I have to go on Wednesday, and I'm very worried that that'll be the shift where I get something. That'll be the shift where I get it again, and it'll suck because it'll suck. The super flu, I haven't gotten the flu in general or a fever in a very long time. And you kind of forget how fucking miserable it is. Will they ever bring I can't answer that question for you. Who knows? It's money on the table that Toho's not getting. Like, for God's sakes. You can bring it back. You can bring it to the West for the first time. You can make a whole marketing blitz out of that. People want this. It's got Godzilla in it. And yeah, people probably only care about the Godzilla stuff that's in it. But, not releasing it at all means that people aren't getting the opportunity to enjoy the rest of the show, too. Maybe it'll be the gateway into stuff like Ultraman, because it is patently an Ultraman knockoff. But yeah, I am not the authority on these things. I wish I could say something and then it'll be willed into existence. Maybe this will be the year that Zone Fighter gets a DVD release outside of Japan. Who knows? Hi, hello. Really like this Steffi's model. Really like the Steffi model's perpetual nervous expression. Really fits with the trapped in a room reading questions from strangers vibes, yeah. Have you ever thought about having a panel at G-Fest? I've thought about it, but I don't think I'd want to go through with it. It it'd be like presenting a video, you know? It's a whole different thing. Also, like, I don't really want, like, pictures of me out there, I don't know. Show us your teeth? Ye Speaking of teeth, I got a crown recently because not to get too depressing, but my health and dental insurance is running out soon. My coverage of it is running out soon. So I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna get a crown on one of my teeth that's been bothering me, so I don't have to worry about it 4 years from now when it eventually snaps in twain. And I'm glad I got it now. I'm glad I got it now. So it's a little peek behind the curtains. It's my favorite Beatles song, Come Together, right now, over me. If I pay for a mold of your teeth, can you... This is the weirdest comment I've ever read. Am I almost 26 years old? Yes, yes, I am. If you land a 40-hour week, you're eligible for insurance. Yeah, and then all of my videos disappear because I don't have any more time. Oh well. If I make money from work, then I can pay people to make video, and then I can put on my resume that I have worked with people, with editors. You know? It's not the end of the world. Steffi British teeth arc. I'll have you know that I had very good dental insurance for most of my life, and my teeth turned out pretty good. And I realized that is not a luxury that people have, so it's not something worth boasting about. Thoughts on the HD? Oh, I can talk about this. I can talk about this in like an official capacity outside of Twitter. Oh my god. So yeah, the 12th episode of Ultra 7 got an HD leak. Like when Subaraya or whoever was like scanning the series for like a Blu-ray 20 years ago, they also scanned that episode. They also scanned the banned episode, and it's just left off of releases. This is all speculation, by the way. I don't know if this like was done recently or not, but like someone uploaded it to Billy, and then it got taken down. But people were quick. Fans were quick. They got it downloaded and everything, and now you can watch Another Planet with Love in HD. And it looks really good. The episode always looked really good, like even under like bootleg VHS static. But like it's a really well shot episode. It's like quintessentially Akio Jisoji. Like it's great. It's great like art film shit. I love it. Your BF was confused by it. Yeah, I could see that. What should you make for dinner? Chicken noodle soup. Yeah, I hope I can find a work balance too. I think I might just raw dog without having insurance. I might just because all I need with it is like coverage for my medication. I don't know. Maybe I could just pay it all out of pocket by working. We'll see. What's my What we got to get off the teeth stuff. It's weird. You're making it weird. The video on Ultraman's influence outs that is such a broad scope. I could never do that like convincingly. I would need to like watch so much shit and like find stuff that hasn't been referenced. I've considered doing a video talking about Akio Jisoji's like Ultraman episodes in general. Yeah, that's always been something I've thought about. Not always, but you know, it's a topic I can do. I think if episode 7 was allowed to stay around, then that final fight with Alien Spell in front of Sunset would be just as iconic as the Metron fight. Like it's so provocative and interesting to look at. Can I get a... Yeah. This is just a mascot. I've thought about like gender identity stuff for a very long time. I'm comfortable being golden, you know, the nebulous golden. But there was an Ultra Fight episode with Alien Spell. I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised that it would be missing. Ask for good RX at the pharmacy if you go without insurance. Yeah, things are a bit shaky now. I wouldn't use the word skin. I wouldn't use the terminology skin puppet, but I am puppeting her around for this live stream, so let's not think about it further. Flesh marionette. What else do I have? What else do I have? What else is there to say? Again, I'm going to MagFest later this week. Power Ranger adults? You mean people who only watch Power Rangers and not Super Sentai or something? And like the original Power Rangers, none of the sequels? I don't know. I could throw shade from across the aisle, but I'm not going to because it's not like something I have a vested interest in. Sometimes you gotta just sit back. Not everything needs a reaction. Am I going to film another Meg video? Yes, I plan to. That'll be my first video of the year, I think. How tall is Steffi canonically? 5'6". Do you like Thomas the Tank Engine or Sonic the Hedgehog? I liked Thomas when I was 4. I like Sonic now. I don't know. We don't need to talk about them. You're as tall as as my OC. Ooh. The VR chat height might not represent how tall they are normally, but I gotta set up the camera in a way that's comfortable for me. What's the usual turnover between attending MagFest? I usually like burn through making the video. I plan shit out. I plan out my script as I'm there. So I get home, I start recording. I use the footage that I have assembled, and it's usually done in 2 to 3 days. I should focus on not being as thorough this year. I should learn how to truncate because I know that just doing a play-by-play of everything that happened might not be as entertaining. I don't know. Can Steffi make a full court shot? Yes. She'll do it once and then never again. It'll be pure luck. Okay, cool it with the Chris Chan stuff. We don't need to talk about them. We really, really don't need to talk about them. Will I do more convention? Well, yeah, I do try to do a convention video every time I go out to one. But it is a lot of work. What is my PC setup? There's a big 4K monitor in front of me. To the left of it, there is a 1080p monitor. I used this one in college. And then below that is my PC. And to the left of that PC, there is a wooden box containing my drives, my external drives, just so that I'm not placing the drives on top of my PC as it's running, so that they don't heat up, they don't overheat. And in front of all of that is a bunch of toys and shit because I am still secretly 10 years old and I like putting all of my interests in front of me. Am I trans at all? No. I've got a lot of trans friends. I respect the hustle. Thoughts on Ultraman 4K Discovery? I think it's kind of nuts. That's the best Ultraman has ever looked. And it's crazy that we're getting it. That usually never happens. They usually save those big, expensive box sets for Japan. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, Charles Martinet is voicing the narrator in the dub of that. Is Minus Zero coming out this year or next year? That feels like a next year thing. Because I know it's already started filming. They would have to have a pretty quick turnaround on the effects, though I know they can do that real quick over there. Hopefully they got more money this time. Hopefully they're not running on fumes like they were for Minus One. Minus One was just done for the love of the game because the people who worked on it loved Godzilla. They weren't paid they weren't paid like livable wage, to my understanding. I don't want to spread any misinformation, but just like yeah, they did it because they loved working with Yamazaki. Can you vape in here? Yeah, sure. Rules on topics? Keep things within my sphere of interests. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about teeth. It's turning into fetish content. There was a stream Joel did recently where he said gazebo. The way he pronounces gazebo, like gazebo. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Gazebo. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Again, Common Rider's always been on the docket. It's always been a possible thing I could talk about. It would just probably be out of what I usually. It would be out of. It wouldn't be a retrospective because, like, I don't have as much history with Common Rider. I can't talk about things broadly. I would have to focus exclusively on the show. I've been meaning to see Ano's Cutie Honey movie. It looks a lot of fun. My cat wants to know your thoughts on mice. I think they're cute. But if I saw one randomly in my room, I would jump a little. Like an elephant. Bomba. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a timeout for you. We really don't have to talk about them. What is that sound? Oh, that's standable. I don't have standable on, but it thinks it's on. I heard of Kaiju Girls Caramelize when it was just a manga. I didn't partake in it, but it looks cute. Gazebo. It's neat that it's getting an anime adaptation. A lot of Toku actors have restaurants. It's kind of a common thing. So many of them were employed that they're also like, hey, I want to be a chef too. Oh, what else is there? What else I got? Come on, think. Come on, content. They're getting bored. You got to think of content. Shit. What kind of music do I listen to? All music. I enjoy music as a thing that I don't know. I don't listen to pop that much. I listen to old pop. Uh, Country, I've never cared for, even the old good ones. I have the soundtrack in New Vegas turned off. Steffi Brain Blast. Monkey Movie Video Volume 3 when? When there's more demand for it. I feel like I shot a little too randomly with that topic. I haven't done one in years because I just don't think the interest is there. I'd love to do it again. It's not always a guarantee that it'll be worth the time I put into it. Maybe I should just do it for the love of the game. Maybe I should stop thinking about profit. Profit is the killer of imagination. Fuck it, I'll do it whenever. Quick, talk about prophecies of Nostradamus. Oh, look who guessed it. Look who guessed the secret video that I've been working on that I didn't want to say I was publicly working on because that would make me not want to work on it more. I'll talk about prophecies of Nostradamus someday. It'll be a video. Can't say it'll be this year. Can't say it'll be next year. Come hell or high water, that video is getting made in my lifetime. I love that movie to death. We Jajinka's that's that feels wrong. Do I have any other hobbies? I build model kits. Uh, I'm boring. Uh, I play VR chat. I guess that's not really a hobby. I only do that when I have friends on. I'm not answering that question, Burbo Camel. I guess I could answer it. I hate it. I hate it every time it's posted. George Carlin, funny guy. I've enjoyed some of the stand-up bits that I've seen of him, and it's also really funny when he shows up in Thomas and talks like a normal narrator. They should have a Gundam series where they fight kaiju. There kind of already is one. It's called Aura Battler Dunbine, though the monsters aren't really the focus of it. Speaking of Aura Battler Dunbine, that's what I've been watching every morning. It's a fantasy series. It's a isekai where a Japanese guy gets sent back to a primordial sort of fantasy location that's under the earth. It's called the Byston Well. You might have heard of something related to Dunbine because Garzy's Wing is a sequel set hundreds of years later. And Garzy's Wing is one of the worst anime ever made. But Dunbine is pretty fun. Dude, come on. There's a reason why I don't want to talk about Christian. There's a reason why I don't want to talk about these. You can't spam these as well. You got to understand. Just, nothing personal. Be normal. I have been like whenever I do a project, I always wish that I studied Japanese. But like it is a language that I've noticed I've started to pick up on just without subtitles. Like there are obviously key phrases that I hear and I'm like, oh, that's what that means. I've sort of been learning Japanese by proxy just from what I've been watching for the past 25 years. Thoughts on Save the Earth Melee? I'm friends with one of the people working on it. Shush. Doctor Who? I had a little bit of a Doctor Who moment when I was sick and I needed something to watch like a week ago. I watched a couple serials and I enjoyed them. I watched Invasion of the Dinosaurs and then Pyramids of Evil, I think it was called. It was the one with like the It was the one with like the interdimensional. I think I fell asleep during Pyramids of Evil. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but because I was tired as fuck. Thoughts, thonks on Monster Musume. I watched Monster Musume when I was way too young, and I think it was way too formative for what I'm interested in. And that's as far as I go with that. Pyramids of Mars, yeah, that was it. TMNT 3 is not so much an isekai as it is an adaptation of a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. Ever thought of doing some full I do videos for Patreon. I make videos available on Patreon and then I make them available here after like a week. That's been my format for the past 3 years because I don't like leaving things exclusive for too long. Just I need to give people an incentive you know, to be patrons. More than just the love of the game. Is Die Hard a Metroidvania? I have not seen the FNAF 2 movie yet. I've been waiting for the fated Discord call because that's the only way to watch the FNAF movies. Because I'm not gonna fucking enjoy it if I see it raw. I'm not that big of a FNAF head. I've dabbled. I've learned more about FNAF as a 25-year-old than I ever did when it was at the peak of its popularity. Remnant is fucking stupid. Gulp. I will be right back. Give me like a minute. I'll be back. Guess who's back, bitch? I'm sorry. Please don't be upset. I didn't mean to call you bitch. I didn't mean it. Oh, avatar reset. Should have. You didn't see something. You didn't see anything. Don't worry about it. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Unsubscribe. No, no, don't cancel me. I've done such a good job. I've done such a good job being normal. I still remember the question I got that was like, what's something that would get you canceled? And I'm just like, why would I answer that? I don't think I have that many skeletons in the closet. Where is my camera? In game. Where is my camera? There we are. There it is. Let me get comfortable again. Normally you don't see all this stuff, but this is exclusive content. What is Steffi's favorite Gigantus sequel? Gigantus versus Gargantula. Yeah. That one's had some good fight scenes. The human stuff is a little boring, but the fight scenes are really good. Not Ishiro Honda's best, but pretty solid, and it's her favorite. I've seen Jax films. I don't know about Big Jax films. Is that just Jax films but taller? Is that big? Is that like 30-foot tall? Is that like 32-foot tall President Biden? That guy's kind of scary. Thank God he's not here. Bigger Luke theory. That's my favorite shit ever. When fandom gets so entrenched itself that it comes up with shit like bigger Luke theory. Titan Goji, I think I've seen a couple of their videos. My thing, I don't watch a lot of tokusatsu YouTubers. Don't tell anyone this, but I don't watch a lot of tokusatsu YouTubers. I try to keep it. I try to keep what I watch to like. I don't know. It's not because any of them are bad. It's just like I don't know. I already know a lot of this stuff. That feel that's such a dipshit mean thing to say. You believe in bigger Steffi theory. Yeah, let's just say it's a theory for now. Interest level in GVK Supernova. It's going to be another MonsterVerse movie. I don't know. Like, I'm not hyped. I'm just like, yeah, it'll be another one. And if it's worse than the last one, then whatever. We still have a Takashi Yamazaki Godzilla movie coming, so I don't know. I'm not thrilled, I guess I could say. It'll probably be fun. This director that they chose is kind of unproven. Like he made one movie and it seems fine, but there's really no saying. There's really no saying. We might get more Wingard apologists. You know, we might get more people saying Wingard Godzilla Monsterverse was the peak of it. It was peak moments in aura. But that happens for everything. That happens for everything that's gone on long enough that's had like a billion regime changes. You get people coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh yeah, I liked it when it was like this." That's what happened with 2014. And I love 2014. I really like 2014. And I kind of wish that things we're not getting into this. We are not getting into another MonsterVerse discussion. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. One positive about the Netflix acquisition, it means everything's going to be under one umbrella. You don't have to buy too many streaming services. The negatives outweigh them. Netflix is going to cost more now. They're going to enforce more of their creative input on projects. And from what I've heard about Netflix executives, they should not be responsible for anything creative. They're the type of people to say, "Hey, can you have the characters like explain everything they're doing in this scene because the audience might be looking at their phones at the time?" They're the type of people they're the type of executives to do that. And if movies are going to be like that, then I think I'm just going to be content watching old movies. I think I'm going to be content just watching stuff made pre a certain era. And of course, I don't have to fucking see the movies that are like that. Anyways, I could just watch more underground shit like I have been doing. Stuff that's in theaters for like a week and then it's gone. Or I could just wait for stuff to be on streaming. I value the theatrical experience. Just it is kind of a hassle. And it's always a dice roll. It's always a dice roll whether the audience you get is going to be normal. Thoughts on SRS cinema? I think they're funny. I think it's funny that this label that releases House Shark 5000 has access to like the Japanese stuff that we otherwise wouldn't get. Remember the Takeshi's Castle episode with monsters? I've been meaning to see the original Japanese version of that. I can only find the UK and American cuts with like the extremely early 2000s, very poorly aged commentary. Like, they say Zeton is named Queerwig and that he crawls into teenagers' ears and makes them gay. Like, that's fucking awful. That's fucking terrible. So yeah, I don't wanna watch the version that's like that. There are still good movies being made. There are still people working in the film industry who are trying to get good movies made. So, if anything, blockbusters are just gonna get worse. Blockbusters under the Warner Brothers Netflix umbrella. But that's being too presumptuous already. You know, they could still be good. I like to look at things pragmatically, positively. Cinema. Thoughts on Bigfoot versus a bunch of washed up 80s celebrities? You mean a David Dakota film? If Steffi was in Death Battle, who would she fight? Depending on how I answer, it could be because I don't want to sound like I have an inflated ego. Because it would be like an OC versus another OC, right? Like that. Those are the terms. What's like a famous OC in history? That's a really stupid question because every character is an original character. Mr. Plinkett? Yeah, sure. Oh, thanks for the $20, Griftimus. Thoughts on Space Godzilla? I enjoy Space Godzilla. In the circles that I'm in, there's a lot of like, I don't know, vitriol towards him. Because like I don't, because since his movie, he's the only attention he's ever gotten is in Western circles, and Western sort of depictions of Space Godzilla depict him as the big bad whenever he's in something, and that can get a little tiring. Just I don't know. I enjoy Space Godzilla as a as a visual. I think it's very Showa esque. It's the goofiest thing that ever happened in the Heisei movies. I don't know. I enjoy Space Godzilla. I say I wouldn't mind seeing him in the new MonsterVerse movie, but I know the design is going to be kind of difficult to get past whatever they end up going with. I hope they get a good creature designer for it. I hope they get a good creature designer or like Weta or something. Because if it's just an offshoot of Evolved Godzilla, a design I'm already kind of on the fence about, what are we doing? He should be fat. He should be fat. My favorite Space Godzilla thing post the movie he was in was the Rulers of Earth issue where he had to team up with Godzilla. I thought that was very cool. It was a unique scenario. I already don't really care for what Jared Krzyzewski did with the monster designs he had. I don't really care for Shimo. Uh, I think he made the worst Mechagodzilla. I understand why Mechagodzilla looks like that. Like it's a design I've soured on the more I've looked at it and then looked at ones of the past. Like you could rationalize it. You can, and I have rationalized it like this, where the MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla is just something they threw together to be like utilitarian. It has crane arms because it's supposed to clobber Godzilla's head into the dirt. But like, there's an elegance to even Mechagodzilla designs I haven't really cared for. Like Heisei Mechagodzilla, there's an elegance to that design, and that's just been a consistent thing across Mechagodzilla. He's always looked sleek. He's always looked kind of cool. But like MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla is like dumpy, almost purposefully, and I don't really care for that. Word on the street is that Chayo has the rights to Steffi. I will fight tooth and nail, even if it takes 70 years for that to not be true. I haven't actually read any of the new IDW Godzilla comic stuff, so I don't know anything about Kaisei Godzilla. I do kind of object to Godzilla not being a nuclear character in that. I feel like that's kind of integral. But I say that about the MonsterVerse too, so it's not a new complaint. And it's totally like a Toho thing. Steffi versus Fat Albert. I'm sorry, I just read that. Yeah, sure. You know what? I wouldn't mind if Patrick Tatopoulos came back. He has a certain look to like his creatures. I don't know. It's unique. Dolly Dimply, that's it. That's who Steffi fights. Can someone draw them kissing instead? I think they would do that instead. Anyways, Dumb Donald would also be acceptable as a fight. Hi, Iris. Thoughts on Heisei Ultra 7? I really like it. I haven't seen the one that came out after the 1999 season, but purposefully because I think the ending to the 1999 season is perfect, and I don't want to see how they reverse it. If you know, you know. But I'll see the last season anyways someday. Gulp. Steffi would notice Dolly. Steffi versus Dolly Parton. That's a name that's been around for years. People seem to like Dolly Parton. Am I going to do another 50 movie pack? Yes, that's in the cards right now. I have one lined up for October. It's another 40 movie one. But there's an additional 4 movies that were included in a 2009 re-release of the pack that I have, and I might cover those too. Just to, fill it out. The stream woke you up. Bleh, bleh, bleh. That was nothing. That wasn't funny. That was nothing. Excuse me. Okay. Up. Thoughts on Smiling Friends season 3? I think we're hitting a point. I really liked it. I thought it was really funny. I think we're hitting a point where Smiling Friends might have like 2 more seasons left in it. We'll see. Because I feel like they're kind of hitting the limit of types of plots they can do, which is okay. Whenever they do those plots, it's funny. I just worry, you know, I just worry that it could become like the adult comedies it was supposed to be a breath of fresh air from. But Psychic Pebbles, Zach Hadel, John Cusack, Michael Cusack, John Cusack, Michael Cusack. They're smart. They're smart people. You know, they'll know how to handle it better than some schlub who says that they're running out of ideas. Grinch trying to scare the audience. Bleh, bleh, bleh. That was the most embarrassing thing that's happened on stream today. I have no opinion on Rick and Morty. I stopped watching like after season 2, like right around the time that the Szechuan sauce thing happened. Am I familiar with two toku shows featuring dynamic wrestlers released in the 70s? Battlehawk and Pro Wrestler? No, I am not. I haven't heard of them. Wrestling is kind of my weak spot. It's kind of my weak point. My blind spot, that's the word. It's my blind spot. Thoughts on Pulgasari? I saw it years ago. It's just kind of boring. The story behind it is way, way more interesting than the movie itself. There's this great video that a guy named Paper Will did about every North Korean movie. It's a very well made video. I recommend it if you're interested in hearing about the history of North Korea's film industry, because it is like directly tied to the party. It's directly tied to the government because of how North Korea is set up, where they're involved, where like the Kims are involved in every aspect of the entertainment industry. So the history of cinema in North Korea is the history of North Korea itself. Really good video. Recommend it. Thoughts on own anything from Titanic Creations? I'm sorry, they make stuff that's $2,000. I don't have that kind of money. I thought Tony Hawk was already kind of like going out and already. I thought he was already on his way out. I don't know if I don't have a fresh opinion on it. Oh yeah, Empress Chung got found recently. I remember seeing the headline of that and thinking, oh, that movie. Yeah, the movie made during their period where they were kind of like trying to get back together or at least have like a mutual. Okay, for those who don't know, in the early 2000s, South and North Korea had like a cultural exchange going on just to like, you know, mend some relations. It was a very touching thing that happened. People who hadn't seen each other in decades were able to see each other again. And one of those movies came out of that cultural exchange was a movie called Empress Chung. I don't know what happens in it, but nobody saw it because I mean, it's a North Korean movie, and you know, people are still going to be kind of about seeing something made in North Korea. So the movie got lost, and like there was only a trailer for years, and now someone's found it. So that's cool. I hate to get into like political history. That's not what I usually do. I just think North Korea is fascinating. I watched Blame It on Jorge or George like years ago. I don't keep up on like lost media cases, lost media channels. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure thing. Here's a new lost media case. A, a napkin doodle from Seth MacFarlane before Family Guy. When will we see it? When will it appear online? Yeah, yeah, it was a part of the cultural exchange thing. It was a South and North Korean movie. It's just that nobody saw it because there was still a stigma. I was surprised when the Street Fighter movie teaser came out. I was expecting like abysmal dog shit, but it looks like it gets it. It looks like it gets Street Fighter tonally. So who knows? I don't know if I'll drop money to see it in theaters. I might just wait for it to come out on streaming. There's that early Steffi art. I make sure to catalog everything with Steffi. One of her initial designs, her initial look was just Isaka Taiga from Toradora, but with like a cap. I still have that somewhere. Just, obviously she's been through a couple iterations. Couple iterations. A couple revisions. I think she's mostly stayed the same since 2019. Since no, the 2020. This 2020 was when she got the hoodie. Just, proportionally, it depends on the artist. Proportionally, she looks different. True crime is like true crime is also like a guilty pleasure thing. I don't and I can't do it. I can't watch there's this one YouTuber. I don't want to throw shade. There's this one YouTuber who talks about uh just a variety of like sick and twisted things that have happened. And like they put scary music over it and everything, and I'm just thinking, is that respectful? But because it does make you like it does make you sympathize cinematically more with the victims. But I'm just thinking, is this something that needs to be dramatized? But I could ask the same question to like, I don't know, 60 Minutes or like some TV show that's about missing persons cases. Like shit that airs on TV isn't doing much better. I don't know. It's something I'm very conflicted about and very conflicted about watching. When is the Steffi movie coming out? When I'm when the when you want you want uh you want so much you could do so much you could do anything. Scratch his butt. Yeah, I don't think put it putting a big spotlight on an injustice, it can have its draws and its negatives. Because if even just like hmm, it's not my wheel. It's not my wheelhouse. It's not my lane. I'll stay in my lane. I'll talk about I'll talk about monster movies and shit. I don't need to talk about real things. Stop clip farming. Stop clip farming. I don't know what you're talking about. Scratches butt. Asterisk. I'll cut out the I'll cut out the failed take from the start of that. Make it look like I'm funnier than I am. The only discotheque, I guess, is it discotheque? I think it's discotheque. The only discotheque toku thing I have is a Kamen Rider Black. I spent way too much money on it. Those are way too expensive, though I understand why they are, because Toei licensing. What would absolute Steffi look like? Um, you need to add hyper to the tags. Lower than recommended bitrate. Is anyone having an issue with the quality? Is the stream quality good? Any dropped frames? Oh, I lost the window. There it is. Why won't this user tell me about their teeth? Because that's a weird question. Please stop asking about it. Okay, man. What flame are they carrying, anyways? Annoying college students by badgering them about trans people? What flame did that guy have that was worth carrying? Uh-oh, Golden's getting political! The logo of Absolute Batman looks like a brick. I think it's funny. What else is there? I bought a Black Series Darth Vader figure. You can't see it, but I'm holding it. Oh, it's falling over. It's falling over everything. It's ruining my whole setup. It's a Black Series Darth Vader from Star Wars: A New Hope. I like it. It's kind of insane that it was the price that it is. You can find this in like any big box retailer. You can find this in Target and Walmart. It's high quality. And this is probably the last Star Wars toy I will ever buy. I like Star Wars, you know? Just, it wasn't the fan thing that I stuck with. It's kind of everywhere, so you can't really escape it if you wanted to. So no matter what, even if you don't like Star Wars, if you like Star Wars but don't want to be like a huge fan, or you're a fan of Star Wars, all your bases are covered. Star Wars is never leaving. It's always going to be in stores. It's always going to be talked about. You can never escape. I want you. Calm down. Calm down. Later. Can I give you a henshin? Henshin. Best I can do. I'm sorry. What about Star Trek? I like it enough. I'm not well versed in it at all, but like I've seen stuff from the original series, the original TOS, as it's called, that I've enjoyed. I like retro sci-fi like that. Ba-da-ba. Kagebu no Jutsu. Wait, I'm locked in. Never mind. Hang on. Kagebu no Jutsu. Um, Up, 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 up. I'm puppeting her from over here. Oh my god. I think she's stuck over there. Okay. Sorry, I have limits to my powers. I don't quite understand them yet. Steffi alien guts technique. There we go. There's two of them? An Akio Josoji Godzilla movie would be psychotic, I think. Who really died that day? Who was the real clone? You know what? I intended to have background music during this stream, but I forgot to turn it on. So you've just been hearing me and my voice this whole time. There's been no ambience, nothing to like set a mood. It's just been me yapping at the camera. I think I've done a good job. What do you think? Has Golden done a good job yapping at the camera? Answer now on your phones. What the fuck is this? I don't know, man. Yeah, yes, maybe. You've said such beautiful words. Meh. And here I was thinking I lost it. I think you faked it. 35,000 subscribers, 41 watching. This is sus. Internet clown. Internet clowning. Oh yeah, I talked about episode 12 earlier. I enjoyed it. I will be right back. Hang tight. I'll be a minute. And we're back. I think we are coming up on time. I'm losing a bit of that voice. I'm losing a bit of that talking voice. So I'll answer a couple more questions. And then that will be it, I think. No set time. No set time limit. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Why does... I'm sorry, I can't think of any stream setup where I would need 3 monitors, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not being creative. Ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. Shoe watch. Ultra widescreen Doom. Favorite Ultra 7 alien design. I would need to think about it some more, but I really like alien guts. I like that they've got a big bulbous head, a thin body. They're kind of creepy. Oh, I'm being added on Discord. Hopefully nothing bad. Third time I've answered this question, I'm not trans. I've got plenty of trans friends, though. It's something I've thought about, especially since, you know, I present with this every now and again. But, nah, I'm golden. I'm whatever golden is. Updates on my experience with Kamen Rider. I watch whatever my friends put on Discord every now and again. Is Santa Claus real? Yes. Just moving my windows here. Oh, I'm being sent DMs. Uh-oh. Okay. Phew. I don't really want to say I'm non-binary. Like, I don't want to say I'm non-binary, like, definitively. But I do think gender norms are stupid. I'm comfortable being a guy, but I think expectations are really stupid. And we should move past them. What's my hope for a 60th anniversary Ultraman show? It's kind of I don't think we'll ever hit the budgetary or production highs of Mebius again. But they gotta plan something a bit more ambitious for this next season. If Ultraman is going to be a continued thing, they need to prove that they can do something different for this next season. I hate to use the word stagnated. I hate to use the word stagnation. But there's a bit of stagnation happening. You admire my prose. I that thank you. I've never thought about it, but thank you. Non-binary. I haven't touched a battle line since I made that tier list video last year. That video was the exorcism I needed, so to speak. But any last updates I got? Any last updates? I guess I could just say that video output is going to be slower this year, just because I'm working the second job. I don't know how much longer I have the second job. It's a seasonal position, but I might be held on as a main crew member, so to speak. So that might take up time. I'll have to renegotiate my hours, like I said. But yeah, there will be less content this year. I will try to get it out. And of course, oh, the big one. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this. I haven't mentioned this because I don't want to sound like a shill. My Patreon has a new system where everything is $1. If you want video access, if you want video access a month or a week early, it's only $1 now. Before, I had a thing where the longer a video took to make or the longer a video was, it would be $5. Now everything is just $1 a month. That's it. And the $5 tier is now if you want a shout out at the end of a video. But yeah, that's the Patreon shilling section of the stream over. But yeah, I think I'll call it there. I think I'll call it there. Thanks for showing up. I wasn't expecting this many people at this time of day. I guess it is a Sunday. But yeah, thanks for being here. Have a good day. Eat your veggies. Go to school if you can afford it. Brush your teeth, obviously. Do it twice, 3 times a day. Uh, hug your parents. I don't know. Have a good day. Bada bing, bada boom. Bazinga. That is not going to be the last word I say on this